What if you were to wake up one day and the news was rampant with riots worldwide, perhaps accompanied by a few unconfirmed reports of outbreaks of unknown illnesses? Now, as you watch the television in disbelief, you'll probably find no answers to this madness. Yet, if you put this search criteria on the internet right now, you'll find an answer: zombies. Tonight, it is my goal to give a brief history of the zombie legend as it appears in religion, where it exists in pop culture, and as well as provide the 8 most essential tips for surviving a zombie outbreak. Now, it may surprise some of you to know that zombie legends are very visible in many religions. If we look to the King James Bible, Ezekiel 37:7 says, "There was a noise, a rattling sound, and the bones came together bone to bone. Flesh appeared on them, and skin covered them, but there was no breath in them. The sovereign Lord says, 'Come, four winds, and breathe into these slain, that they may live.' And breath entered them. They came to life and stood upon their feet, a vast army." Now, in this passage, we can assume that Ezekiel is trying to convey not only God's ability, but his willingness to raise the dead, to lead his chosen people to the promised land of Israel. Now, biblical passages like this can show us the role undeath plays in religion. Through the study of eschatology, from the Greek eschattos, meaning last, and ology, study of, scholars compare and study all religious, spiritual, and mystic interpretations of the end of days. Now, as diverse as each spiritual belief is, many religions tend to agree on one thing: mankind will reach one day of judgment, which will destroy human civilization as we know. Now, there's a Judeo-Christian ideology in Revelations that when the judge will rise, both righteous and unjust by God, to be judged. Similarly, there are some Buddhists who believe that when the morality of mankind sinks so low, man will turn on man for survival, and this will reset the cycle of life for the world. But perhaps the most influential religion to propagate the zombie legend has undoubtedly been Voodoo, an Afro-Haitian religion with goals set to improve life. Though they set to improve life, there are said to be some Voodoos called Bukors who practice an esoteric alchemy that blurs the lines between life and death. In the 1980s, Wade Davis, a Harvard anthropologist, went down to see if there was any truth to these legends. He found that there were, and the results were a book which became the movie The Serpent and the Rainbow. Now, while these voodoo zombies are considered to be magical, in reality they're simply victims of a highly potent and secret neurotoxin. But it is these legends that have paved the way for the Hollywood viral zombie. Mankind's fearful respect for the dead has permeated not just our religions, but our popular culture as well. In 1932, Bela Lugosi made the first zombie noticeable in cinema in the film White Zombie. But it wasn't until 1968 classic by George Romero, Night of the Living Dead, that became a cultural phenomenon. Now, ever since, we can see that media is tapping into our collective fear of undeath with a plethora of zombie-related references. We can look to any film with the morbid suffix of the dead: Night of the Living Dead, Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Dead Upon the Dead. But now we can also see on the AMC TV show Walking Dead that our fascination for zombies have grown with us over the millennia. Now, there may still be some skeptics out there saying, this is ridiculous. Zombies are fake, they'll never exist, I'm not religious, I don't believe in Judgment Day. Well, just because that can't happen, I ask you this. Oh, pardon me. Oh, back. Yeah. Would you believe that a religious or political extremist group could make a volatile gas to spread mind-altering substances? According to Bruce Falconer of Mother Jones magazine, some theorists speculate the CIA and the military have been known to have tested as many as 400 chemical and biological substances on human subjects, such as LSD and PCP, with frightening results. It is also known that the Army had a secret testing program with the CIA with a mind control project known as MK Ultra that was exposed in the 1970s. As well as in 1994, the Scenario Accounting Office made known that the CIA had tested nerve agents, nerve agent antidotes, psychochemicals, and irritants on GIs. Yet what really happened will never be known because these clandestine tests have destroyed all results. So perhaps the impossible has become more plausible. This leads me to ask the questions: what if they were right? What if an epidemic would sweep the land? Would you know what to do? Would you know what important points to focus on? According to Max Brooks, author of the Zombie Survival Guide, he says that preparation is key. First and foremost, always have a plan, because a bad plan is better than no plan. Practice your essential skills before they become a necessity, such as practice survival skills accompanied with avid camping, such as how to set up a camp, how to make fire, find water and purify water, as well as hunting and butchering game. This will help you survive if such a society crumble and there is no more Walmart. Second, become familiar with civilian weaponry and firearms. You should learn how to load and safely operate a firearm. Also, you should have a peasant weapon with you all the time. A machete, a hatchet, some sort of blade, because blades never need reloading and are always silent. And always remember that if a body feels no pain, always aim for the brain. Have some self-defense training. Now, we should all know a little cursory self-defense, just in case we're ever attacked in a parking lot or just a dark alley at night. But this becomes more important should the zombie hordes befall us. Now, you should focus your martial training not on boxing or karate, where the idea is to punch or kick. We should learn something like judo or aikido, where the goal is multiple attackers, avoiding evasion of attackers, and keeping them from subduing you. The moment you see any signs of the zombie uprising, leave the city. Evacuate all metropolitan areas. The higher concentration of people means the higher concentration of infected. More people, more zombies. 5, always keep moving and don't trap yourself. Now, the idea is to remember, there is no safe place, only a safer place. Staying in one place is not only dangerous because it allows the undead hordes to accumulate you, but also, nothing is more dangerous than running out of supplies. Because humans, when water gets low, things get dangerous. 6, wear armor if you can. If you can't bite through it, neither can they. Wear flexible yet protective clothing to avoid bites or scratches, such as riding leathers, thick wools, and if you don't have that, then just basically layer your clothing. The idea being, if you can't bite through it, neither can they. 7, the old adage we all know, stay in groups. There's always safety in numbers. Now, as you're traveling, the truth is that it also adds more targets for the zombies to chase other than yourself, but people can help people as we have throughout society. Yet, don't group yourself in groups larger than 10, because anything more dangerous than zombies are people without supplies. Number 8, migrate north. The optimal goal would be to head north. Colder climates will eventually freeze zombies, as well as any airborne pathogens that have created them. Not to mention, colder climates tend to have smaller populations, and as we said, less people, less zombies. So in conclusion, if you were to follow these 8 simple rules, you would greatly increase your chances for survival and those of your loved ones. So, regardless of a religious scourge or a chemical-induced outbreak, your only chance to stay alive is knowing your enemy and having a sound plan for survival. Because even a bad plan is better than no plan. I want to thank you, and remember, in the event of an outbreak, don't give up. Strive to stay alive. Thank you.